What is up, you guys? In today's episode, I want to walk you through some of the hidden costs that will unfortunately crush your woodworking business if you don't see them coming. Let's dive in. Well, hey, welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to this episode. I'm super glad that you're hanging out with me, your host, Zach Vaught. As always, I'm here to help you grow your woodworking, your custom furniture, or your cabinetry business. And I want to spend some time today talking about some of the hidden costs that you don't necessarily plan for or account for that really eat away at your profits and can kind of kill your business before you even really get started. And so before we even dive into that, I want you to just understand that most of the time when you're starting a new business, you're going to underestimate expenses. This is not something that's unique to you. This is unique to everybody. So don't feel bad about that. Just know that we need to have a plan to counteract that and also really closely track your numbers and track your expenses. One of the things that just kind of stinks about growing a business is that you feel like you're a lot more profitable than you are a lot of times. And if you're not careful, these hidden costs that you didn't account for, they eat up all your profitability. And so I want to walk you through 5 hidden costs today and how to prevent this really from happening and making sure that you've got good tracking in place and to help you be as profitable as you can possibly be as you start your journey, as you're growing, as you're scaling your woodworking, custom furniture, or cabinetry business. And so hidden cost number 1 is your time, my friend. Man, the amount of time that you guys spend with dealing with customers, driving to their homes, building out something in SketchUp to send to a client and not getting compensated for it. You know, your time is valuable. Every hour of your time should have a dollar amount attached to it. And here's the reality. If you're working 80 hours a week, you look at how much money did I make this week and you only made, $1,500 or $1,200. You're not making very much money per hour, my friend. You're selling your time way too cheaply. You need to be tracking your time as though it is an expense, because it is. When you're in the shop, you need to be trying to generate $80 to $100 in revenue per hour that you're in the shop. So if you work 40 hours, you need to be generating $4,000 in product in that 40 hours that you're there. And you should be doing around the same thing as far as sales is concerned. So every hour that you devote to marketing, sales, dealing with customers, communicating with customers, we want to be selling for every 40 hours that we put into it. We want to be selling $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000, right? And so $100 per hour in revenue generated for the business is kind of our goal. And then you're going to have a bunch of expenses after that. You got to pay for materials, you got to pay you or pay employees, you got to pay overhead, you got to pay for marketing costs. You have all these other expenses so that you're making good $40 to $50 to $60 to $70 per hour that you're working. That's really what we want to try to accomplish, okay? But number 1 is your hidden cost is time. A lot of guys do not track their time. They're not keeping up with it. They're not looking at their calendar. They're not looking at their schedule. They're not saying, where did I allocate that time today? And you need to be tracking time more closely. If you're not tracking your time, you're just going to get stuck in the hustle and you're not ever going to scale an actual business. Okay, so that's number 1. Hidden cost number 2, and this might be the biggest one, fixing all the mistakes that you make. Now, anybody that has been a woodworker or a custom furniture maker or a cabinetry maker for any amount of time knows that very rarely do you start a job and finish a job without experiencing some type of hiccup along the way. With that, you're constantly in troubleshooting mode, fixing the mistakes that you make. Hopefully you're not making tons of mistakes, but I don't know hardly any project that we've ever done that we didn't experience some type of something that we didn't expect to encounter. Rebuilds from scratch, making bad cuts, putting the wrong stain on, having swirl marks in your wood from sanding that you didn't check with the light like you should have. These are all little mistakes that add up and you got to fix them over time, right? And so you need to be factoring that into costs, right? So if you are quoting or assuming that, it should take me 25 hours for this project, but I had a mistake that cost me, that I had to work an additional 7 hours on, you need to factor that in. And you need to do that over a prolonged period of time so you get a really healthy look across 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months. What am I making per hour? Super, super important. So as I was growing my woodworking business from 2017 to 2023, I didn't really know how to do a lot of what I was trying to do. So I found these little pieces of software along the way, a little bit of QuickBooks, Pipedrive for CRM, Google Sheets was running a lot of our scheduling and planning. And I kind of duct taped these softwares together in order to run my business. And I recently came across a software that, to my surprise, does all of those things. And it's a one-stop shop for every software need that you basically are going to have inside of your woodworking or cabinetry business. And that software is Jobber. I'll be honest with you, when I first heard about Jobber years ago, I thought it was really just for like lawn care companies, HVAC companies, home service-based companies that are doing work on location. I kind of brushed it off and didn't really think that it would apply to my custom furniture business. But then recently, I've discovered all of the capabilities that Jobber has. And so let me walk you through some of these. Jobber has a full-blown CRM system. So every lead that you get, you can track where they're at in the process, from cold lead or brand new lead to a closed deal. You can create estimates inside of Jobber, send that to your client, and then convert that to an invoice, then collect the payment inside of Jobber. So it's a payment processor, and you can create invoices inside of Jobber. You can schedule deliveries inside of Jobber. You can schedule and plan production inside of Jobber. So it's a calendar that allows you to track when are you going to get jobs done, when are you going to deliver, when is the customer going to come pick up. And then another feature that's super cool is that once a project has been delivered or the customer has come and picked it up, you can automatically send a request for a Google review, right? So that you start automatically tallying up and adding up these Google reviews to help increase your reputation. So with Jobber, it's literally doing all of the work of 3, 4, 5 different softwares all in one, and it's all integrated. I want to encourage you to check out Jobber. If you are a newer custom furniture business or a newer cabinetry business, or you wanting to pivot away from all of this duct tape software to one platform that's going to do it all for you, I definitely want to encourage you to check it out. So with that, I am now officially a Jobber ambassador, and if you check out the link in the description below, you can get a free 14-day trial of Jobber, truly free. You don't have to enter any card information in to try it out for 14 days. And then after that, you get 30% off your subscription for the next 3 months. And so be sure to check out the link below. Be sure to check out Jobber. I really do think that it's an all-in-one platform that's going to allow you to scale your business without having to duct tape a bunch of stuff together, and it's going to be super helpful to you. So with that, let's get back to this episode. Hidden cost number 3 is tools and maintenance. This is one of the things that a lot of people don't plan for, is replacing blades, replacing tools when they just blow up because you've used them too much. They don't really factor in how much they're going to go through as far as consumables are concerned. So glue, sandpaper, screws, these are consumables, things that you're going to be using on a consistent basis. And you need to have a plan of exactly what that costs. What does it actually cost as far as consumables are concerned? Blades, sandpaper, glue, finishes, they add up. And so you need to create a consumables line inside of your pricing model, and so that you're always factoring in how much is it going to cost in stain and paint, how much is it going to cost in lacquer or Rubio, how much is it going to cost in screws, and how much is it going to cost in glue and sandpaper, so on and so forth. So consumables, you got to have a plan for it, along with tools and maintenance for those tools. Okay. Hidden cost number 4, delivery. Now, one of the main things that I would encourage you with is just to pass this cost on to your clients. A lot of guys will offer free delivery. They'll eat that cost. If you bake it into your pricing structure, that's totally fine, but don't price it at the cheapest you think you can to be profitable and then offer free delivery. You're undercutting yourself, right? So if you want to have really aggressive pricing to where you're capturing a lot more of the market, you then need to say pricing is $1.50 per mile from me to you. Or you can come pick it up from me completely for free, right? So that you just eliminate delivery entirely. And so make sure that if you are doing delivery though, you're factoring in fuel costs, depreciation, oil changes, replacing the tires. You need to have an idea, a formula for what that looks like. And again, a good formula for that is usually $1.50, $2 per mile, right? It needs to be accounted for. That's the main thing, is if you're going to price for delivery, make sure that you're pricing accordingly. You don't have to make a bunch of money on delivery, but don't lose money on delivery. And also, don't depreciate your vehicle. You know, the average person drives their vehicle 12,000 miles a year. Don't drive your vehicle 45,000 miles a year without charging for it, so that you can keep up with payments or pay down more, so that you're not depreciating your vehicle at a massive rate compared to how old it is, right? How much you still owe on it. This is how a lot of people will get upside down in their vehicles. You know, they'll owe $50,000 on their truck and it's only worth 30 because they should only have 24,000 miles on it after 2 years and they've got 85,000 miles on it, right? So have a plan for delivery. Make sure that you have a plan to account for all the hidden costs associated. Hidden cost number 5, You guys are probably aware of this one already, but it can sneak up on you if you are not really planning for it, and that is all of your overhead. So what is your overhead? Your rent, your mortgage, your electricity, insurance, administrative softwares, your internet service, your phone service, having a dumpster at your commercial location. These are all factored into your overhead costs, and these are fixed costs, by the way, except for maybe your electricity. That's going to go up or go down based on how much you're using, but your rent's going to stay the same. Insurance is basically going to stay the same. Your softwares are going to stay relatively the same. Your dumpster cost is going to stay the same. Whether, if you move into a commercial space, you're doing $20,000 a month or $80,000 a month. So this is again why you may want to scale so that you're not spending as large of a chunk of your gross revenue on just fixed expenses, right? You want to be making more profit so that those fixed expenses are a lower percentage, a more manageable percentage of your overall gross revenue. Now, how do you track it all? This is super, super important. And so you need to be accounting for all of your expenses. You need to be classifying your expenses, and you need to be using a software like Jobber in order to do that. The main thing that I want to just get across with this video is that you need to know your real costs keeping you in business. You need to understand what these hidden little silent killers are inside of your business as well. If you're just guessing and you're just making assumptions, you're not going to like the end result. You're going to work really hard and you're going to feel like you made a bunch of money, and then you get to the end of the month and you're going to be like, well, why did we actually not make any money? And so having a plan, having an understanding of how these hidden costs sneak up on you and get you, and how to prevent them from happening, is going to change your profitability and to make you love your business, which is really the ultimate goal here. So if you are looking for more help inside of your custom furniture business or your cabinetry business, I highly encourage you to check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program, where we're helping clients all across North America scale predictably, increase their lead flow, increase the rate at which they're giving out quotes, increase the rate at which they're closing sales, and also increase their ability to produce. We work with all of our clients to do a full-blown analysis of their productivity, increasing their productivity. We make tool recommendations and process recommendations to help you dramatically increase efficiencies so that you can not only sell more on the front end, but also produce a lot more on the back end of your business as well. And so be sure to check out all of the links in the description below. And if this video was helpful for you, as always, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear if this video was good, helpful, encouraging, or if you had any thoughts, questions, or concerns around this topic. And so if you haven't subscribed, haven't liked the video, be sure to do so. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you so much. Catch you in the next one.